Breaking: Trump has major surprise for Hillary and Obama tonight. Payback is ABCH. There's literally nothing that will stop liberals from deterring the success of President Donald Trump, and his State of the Union tonight is no exception. They know that what he has to say in his address of this past year, and it will sound much different than his predecessor. Barack Obama had nothing but bad news and lies to share while exonerating himself from the consequences the country was facing under his former leadership. Trump's address will be a real message of hope and prove to the country that he made good on his campaign promises, because facts simply don't lie. It Trump Democratic detractors who don't want Americans to know the real state of the nation and are going to great lengths to stir up a sideshow to refocus their attention away from the success of his first year in office. Trump has to reflect on that effectively proves the left wrong. It's not just Nancy Pelosi, dreamer she bringing to the address, who will face some fierce and certain backlash from the president. It has top two haters who has something very special planned for Hillary Clinton and Barack Hussein Obama. Trump has been rather quiet about these two over the last couple weeks of having the #1 piece of evidence against them in his possession, which he seems to have been saving for the right time. The time could be better than his State of the Union address, and Americans are ready to hear it. Insider Fox News reports Rep. Matt Gaetz called on President Donald Trump to authorize the release of a controversial surveillance memo at Tuesday night's State of the Union address. The House Intelligence Committee voted Monday to release a classified memo purportedly revealing government surveillance abuses, with Democrats blasting the move and offering up their own memo. Trump now has 5 business days to decide on whether the memo should be made public. Despite all of the negative reactions from the left, Trump does and care who criticizes him for his tactics, and releasing the memo at his address could and would really prove that. We don't put it past him, and anyone who has followed him on his controversial Twitter account should know that. Perhaps this is why his detractors are coming out against him in so hard in the last 48 hours, pulling out all the stops with their guests and other methods to discredit him. Clearly, they have something to hide. In addition to the multiple illegal alien protests that will be happening during the speech, the liberal left House Minority Leader, who borders on insanity, Nancy Pelosi, and a large number of other Democrats plan to fill the House gallery with illegal aliens. Now think about this for a second. Representatives who are elected and paid by American citizens to represent us have taken it upon themselves to bring in criminals to the House chamber to listen to our president give the State of the Union speech. How many of us taxpayers have ever been invited to attend a State of the Union speech? Not many, especially if your representative is a liberal whack job who only cares about bringing in more future constituents from third world cesspools. The very seats which in previous years have been used to sit brave military heroes, law-abiding taxpayers, and America best and brightest will now be taken by criminals. Well, as long as there are going to be criminals present for a sinister reason, Trump should expose the country's biggest criminals in epic Trump fashion we come to love. Hillary and Barack have gotten away with their crimes for too long. On the damning details against them are in the document he has that Americans deserve to hear. Since its release has been approved hours before the SOTU, the address would be the perfect place to read it aloud. Meanwhile, we know what antics are about to go down for real from those who are desperate to distract the president and a wimpy globalist like Bush Sr. and Jr., or want to work with the other side, Reagan. This time our president is Donald Trump, and he does and fall for the typical liberal stunts. So he is bringing a family of his own via the White House. Elizabeth Alvarado, Robert Mickens, Evelyn Rodriguez, and Freddie Cuevas. Elizabeth Alvarado and Robert Mickens are the parents of Nisa Mickens. Evelyn Rodriguez and Freddie Cuevas are the parents of Kayla Cuevas. Nisa and Kayla had been close friends since elementary school, but in September 2016, the two girls were chased down and brutally murdered. Their deaths were among a string of 17 Long Island slangs that have been attributed to Mara Salvatrucha, also known as MS-13. Via Fox News, if Pelosi brings dreamers to the State of the Union, Trump should bring ICE agents. What can be expected of Trump's State of the Union address? Associated Press White House reporter provides insight. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi and a number of other Democrats plan to fill the House gallery with illegal aliens when President Trump delivers his first State of the Union address on Tuesday. ABC News reports at least 24 House Democrats plan to bring illegals, the so-called dreamers, to watch the Tuesday night speech from the House gallery. Click here for a free subscription to Todd Newsletter, a must-read for conservatives. The illegal aliens will be sitting in seats that in previous years were meant for brave military heroes, law-abiding taxpayers, and America best and brightest. The sad truth is that Democrats would rather align themselves with foreign invaders who violated our national sovereignty, thumb their nose at the rule of law, and pillaged and plundered taxpayer-funded resources. Fox News presents the Todd Starnes Radio Show podcast. Click here for a free copy. And now, Pelosi has decided to turn the U.S. Capitol into a sanctuary, a safe haven for people who are living in our nation illegally. In response, President Trump should fill the remainder of the House gallery with immigration and customs enforcement agents. Imagine the message he could send to the world if he directed ICE agents to arrest every illegal alien in the House chamber. Live on national television. Just last week, an angry horde of illegals stormed the office of Senator Thom Tillis, RNC. And if it's not asking too much, perhaps the Justice Department could launch an investigation to determine if Pelosi and the other Democrats broke federal law by harboring illegal aliens. Todd Starnes is correct. If you bring in criminals into the House chambers, I should be there waiting for them and deport them immediately. It would be a great way to show the world the USAIS and the world dumping grounds anymore. That third world cesspools can no longer dump the people they don't want on us Americans while we stand idly by doing nothing, while we pay for their housing, pay for their healthcare and education, and tolerate the fact they don't even care to assimilate into our society.